Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to talk about what happened after my parents died and how it has kind of brought me to where I am today and what a little bit about what I envision for the future. And so I have a lot to say, so we'll get right into it. So I guess I'll start by saying that as my children got older and I wasn't spending as much time teaching them directly because they were like pretty much self educating at that point, I started to look at other things that I could do, and I became really interested in transcription, which I did for several years, and I loved it. It was just like getting a college education, another one without having to pay for it because I did all kinds of college lectures, sermons, meetings, focus groups, you name it. It was something new every day. You just never know what you were going to get. Um, and I just really loved the flexibility and just being able to work when I could fit it into my schedule. And I had a team of people under me. There were five of us, and we were all blind, which I thought was pretty cool because um, I could um, help them to, because it's harder for us to find work sometimes. And this was just a perfect job for like parents with kids at home or stay at home moms. And it was a lot of fun. And then when my parents became ill and moved in with me, um, I was doing it less and less, and I didn't have as much time for transcribing anymore. And then um, now it's pretty much, yeah, it's just gonna, I mean, I can see the writing on the wall, and I realize that it's a job that now AI can do better than any human, unfortunately. But I mean, you never should stand in the way of progress. Um, so after my parents passed away, I became the executor of their estate, with my siblings' help. I mean, I discussed everything with them and we talked everything over as a team and made all the decisions together and whatnot. So I'm just so glad that my siblings and I got along because otherwise I don't know what I would have done. And it had always been that, so we inherited the ranch from my parents, and uh, we just wanted to do something special with it. And it had always been my dad's dream to do something like have a boys' ranch out there or something like that. And came up with, why don't we have a camp out there for blind kids? And so yeah, I knew it was going to be mainly on me because everyone else lived far away. My siblings, one in Texas, one in Montana, one in Tennessee. So um, I asked my kids what they thought of the idea, and my niece was really enthused about helping. She's just really knows how to like organize things, like in just, yeah, at the when we do our family gatherings out there. She's just very integral to making sure everything goes smoothly as far as just the day-to-day things that need to be done, like the cleanup and passing food and helping serve people and just on and on and on. So I knew she would be a great asset for the camp. And um like now my nephew is working at a camp, so he would be so ideal as well. And my kids were just super integral to the whole process because they do live right here in town with me, and they really helped me a lot with the website, which you can look up if you're curious. Right now I'll get into that, but I don't know what the plans are for the future of the camp at the moment. But you can still see what we had envisioned. It's hoffmanhorizons.org. And like I said, Justin really helped with the website, and he's great with photography and pictures and stuff. He doesn't have a degree or anything, but he just really has a knack for that kind of thing. And so then my kids, though, got busy with, because they were at a transition in their lives too. They both got new jobs, very demanding jobs, so they weren't able to spend as much time with me anymore on planning it. Like before, my daughter had been really well, she was kind of keeping my feet on the ground. She just would help me not to get the cart too far ahead of the horse, and like what all needed to be done. And I just started to realize, yeah, there's a lot to be done before we really get this going. And like I said, I really just wanted it to be a small camp, especially at first, like 3 to 6 kids at first or something like that. And so, like I said, we had way more people that wanted to help and volunteer than we really needed. So I would have had to figure out that. It would have been really hard to choose. And we were kind of hoping to get some really big donors. But of course, people want proof of concept before they just throw their money at something like that, which I perfectly understand. And then just a lot of unexpected major expenses came up that we hadn't anticipated at first. Like we'll basically need a whole new plumbing system out there, and um, so we'll just have to see what happens with that. I mean, right now I'm just enjoying what I'm doing at this juncture of my life. So yeah, I just slowly became interested in the whole AI thing as I would watch more and more videos and weigh the what different perspectives, the different viewpoints out there. Like some people envision a very bad scenario, some people envision a very good scenario, which I personally think is more likely. I just tend to be more optimistic anyway, but I can usually find a silver lining in things. And I just think we can, if you're determined, you can just, whatever happens, you can make it work to your advantage if you really think about it and creative, and it probably won't happen right away. You might have to actually wait a long time to see, like, in hindsight, how the different things come together. But um, it was just kind of cool how so many technologies started converging at the same time. Like AI, just technology, especially for people with disabilities. Like I couldn't even have done this channel in nearly the same way that I'm doing it now, so independently. Like I ask AI before I even start if my face is in focus and if my clothes look clean, and on and on. And it's just really cool to have that instant feedback. Then afterwards, I um, test parts of the video and ask my AI how it looks and so on and so forth. So it's just kind of cool to not have to depend on other people's schedules and stuff like that to make it all come together. Um, and So I've also been really interested in the concept of self driving. Um, And of course, that would be huge for blind people, not to have to worry about public transit or taking the bus or paying for an Uber, because I believe when this self driving really gets underway, that's going to be way, 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 way less expensive than a cab or a Lyft or Uber or anything like that. So someday I hope to own my own Tesla. I think they will be way ahead of the other companies eventually. So that's kind of where I've put my dollars, I guess you could say, figuratively and literally, um, because we all got some, inherited some money from my parents' estate and everything, and I pretty much put all of mine into Tesla, and I'm in it for the long haul. I mean, you cannot be a short-term investor with something like that. You just really have to see the vision and what's coming down the road. Um, and I like them because they're also going into robotics, which is something else that I think will be huge in time. And but you really have to have a clarity of your goals, and like sometimes the predictions are off as far as timing, but I think things are right on as far as overall where things are heading. And I'm sure I will do a lot more videos about that, but of course I did lots of research first before I made any decisions as far as that. And so yeah, I'm also really interested in this Neuralink now, which I did a whole nother video about on my channel. You can find it um, at Gliding Through Blindness. And but just the whole thing about Tesla is that it will save lives, many, many lives, because humans sometimes aren't very good drivers. I forget what the statistics now, but many people get killed every year, not to mention injured, major and minor injuries due to car accidents. And also, the robo-taxi system will generate income, which is what I would do with my Tesla when I get it, is to probably put it into the robo-taxi, and then it can just be pretty much going and generating income for me 24/7, which is kind of cool. Um, and just it will make trips enjoyable for everybody. I mean, I know some people it's hard for them to envision not being having their own like driving their own vehicle, I should say. But it's just the way of the future. It's kind of inevitable, I believe, as far as where things are headed. So the sooner you can kind of like adjust to the idea and just try to see the good things about it, which I think there are way more good things than bad. Um, and like just being able to not worry about like just being to watch a movie or what, especially on long trips. Like I usually would take an airplane, but now it would be much less expensive, just to not to mention better for the environment, if people just started using their Teslas for long drives, because um, they can just it would just be like being at home or whatever. They can just relax and do whatever while on their journey, and it would just be really enjoyable that way. And so I also always had a YouTube channel in the back of my mind as something I would love to do someday. And there were blind people that were making it happen, even in spite of the technology being anywhere near where it is today. But I just personally didn't want to put that much effort into it. So I waited until it became a lot easier. And I did my very first video actually, Why Am I Gliding Through Blindness? Kind of talks more about what really set me on the way, as far as, okay, I can't wait on this anymore. Now is the perfect time. And that was my Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses was one of the things. And then the Glide technology, which I also have done a video about. As a mobility device, like for blind people to travel independently. It's not like it's not a cane, it's not a guide dog, but it's kind of all of them plus its own thing. And that's the wave of the future that will be out in a year or so. And I'm sure I will demo that all for you when I get mine, which I can't wait. Um, but yeah, so all that just kind of converged. And so it's a very exciting time. And I just can't wait to see what happens in the future. And so, with that, um, I will just say, please tell your friends about this channel, and subscribe and like, and that all just helps more than you know. Thanks a lot, and I will see you in the next one.